tell us where we are and what we are doing here.
So, we're in the historical city of Carentan. If you've ever seen the show Band of Brothers, this is a very significant point in the liberation of Nazi-occupied Europe. In mid-1944, we start our journey here of the liberation of the poor people of under the Nazi foot of oppression. And guess what? I'm back 75 years later.
To do it again.
To do it again.
Where are we going now? The church? You wanna go inside the church?
Yeah.
And then we go to? Where?
Utah Beach.
The museum?
Yeah.
And where? What is there?
Probably lots of cool old rifles and tanks.
This is the Notre Dame de Carentan in Normandy, France. This beautiful church was built in the 11th century, and this Gothic masterpiece has stood witness to centuries of change. During World War II, Carentan played a crucial role in the Battle of Normandy. Just days after the D-Day landings, this town was liberated by the Allied force, and Notre Dame de Carentan became a symbol of resilience. Though damaged during the war, the church was restored, continuing to serve as both spiritual center and a reminder of Normandy's enduring spirit. Today, Notre Dame de Carentan stands tall as a testament to the history and culture of Normandy, welcoming visitors from all over the world.
Like, kind of what kickstarted like modern camouflage technology, you know?
I don't see anything.
Yeah, you're right, there's nothing here. Nothing.
Okay, so tell us where we are now.
We are on the coast of Normandy, more specifically the Utah Beach sector, where the Americans spearheaded the land invasion here. Very historical, very somber, a lot of history here, but very cool nonetheless.
And what happened here in this beach?
We kicked some Nazi butt. That's what we did. We just about died.
Almost. Is that an old bunker?
Yeah. Mine's clear.
Can we go in the door?
I would love to.
Mine's cleared to bunker.
Yeah, let's go read it.
Cool. This is cool.
That's Hagen's boat. I have a little one of these at home. It's it was made in 1944, the same year this happened.
Mm.
Very cool, very cool. It's crazy because this was a place where a lot of Americans and just a lot of allies in general got killed. This is the last thing they got to see. It's crazy. A lot of veterans who were actually here on that day.
It was here, right?
Yeah. A lot of vets who were actually a part of the landing, they watched that movie and they saw, oh, look at these okay.
We're gonna fill the car with sand. Wow. It goes so far. I mean, I guess later the water is gonna come up.
Yeah, they had to go in at high tide because at low tide there were too many obstacles. So they had to make
And
sure.
too much like open space to be shot at.
Yeah, and that as well. And you should see some bunkers and pillboxes. A lot of people died.
How are you feeling?
I mean, it's one thing to read about it in a book and watch movies about it, but then you're actually here, you know, it's like, this is where it happened. They must go, like, collect, like, seashells or something.
Who?
Huh?
Who? Who's
What?
collecting seashells?
No, those guys, they said, you see they had like a bucket on there, fix the boat up. Or plans, I guess.
teach us.
Oh, okay. So here's Utah Beach, right?
Where we are.
Yeah, where we are. Here's where the Germans flooded the marshlands to cut the beachhead off, or to cut the beachhead off from the beach itself. And like they were saying, there was like pretty much 4 MSRs, like main supply routes that you could go through. So those were like very vital in securing. So that was what the paratroopers were tasked with doing, you know, securing pretty much the rear area. So no more reinforcements could shoot up to help, you know, protect the beach, right? So all the paratroopers were dropped in this area. And of course, you know, this is their intended targets. And then, like they were saying, a lot of the paratroopers like were lost and scattered and ended up drowning. But some of the most famous spots where they landed, obviously, right there in Saint Mary Église, where we'll go see the chapel later. Mm-hmm.
We can go inside too. Okay, so tell us the story.
So here we have the infamous Saint Mary Église Cathedral, where the American paratroopers, one of the biggest targets was here in Saint Mary Église, and famously or infamously, the paratrooper landed on the steeple.
Sainte-Mère-Église is a small town in Normandy with a big story, one of the first to be liberated during D-Day in 1944. But one of its most famous tales belongs to an American paratrooper, Private John Steele, who quite literally got stuck in the middle of history. On the night of June 5th, Steele and his fellow paratroopers descended upon the town. Unfortunately, Steele's parachute snagged on the roof of the church, leaving him helpless as the battle raged below. For 2 hours, Steele hung there, pretending to be dead to avoid being shot by German soldiers. Eventually, he was captured, but later escaped and rejoined his unit.